morning, everyone. It's Friday, which means it's time to go to work. It's time to actually drive to work. Yes, I'm sorry, I did not take the puppy down. I will. Maybe if I get a red light, I'll try. I know someone said they were getting dizzy watching it, so. So anyway, we're driving to work and we're making podcasts. So for those of you that are new to my channel, every Friday I make a video of, when I drive to work, I just shoot the shit, right? Just cover some random topics that we talk about. And there you go. The string is there, but that'll have to be a fix for later. So yeah, we just shoot the shit. So it's a podcast. It's not a video. It's not made for video. It's not made for watching, because you don't want to see my ugly mug. You don't want to see me driving. And by the way, it's safe. I'm just talking. I'm not like watching a video. I'm not looking at a video. I'm just hitting the button and yapping. So, it's all good. It's as if you were in my car with me, sitting in the passenger seat, and I was talking to you. So there's no difference. So anyway, what are we talking about? Well, let's talk about going to work, right? This is what we do. We get up, we go to work, we earn money, we pay our bills, we support our family, we do things like that, right? But here we are again. I just saw something, and I don't know if it was, I don't watch the news, just so you guys know. So I barely even watch the investing news, just because I can't deal with it. Some of it, it's just, why get irritated for no reason, right? But I just saw something about another school loan bailout. Like, guys, pay your bills. If you have a school loan, don't you want to have some pride and pay your own bills instead of having someone bail you out? Like, where is there any pride left in this country? You don't need someone else to bail you out. And by the way, they're not bailing you out. This is going to come out of taxpayers' money. This could come out of your children's money, right? The taxes could increase for years and years because they don't have the money. The government doesn't have any money. So when they say bail you out, don't be fooled. Tell them, screw you, I'll pay my own bills. I don't need you to do crap for me. In fact, I need you to do as little as possible for me, right? Just get out of our lives, Take the minimum tax for your whatever the crap you need, learn how to balance your budget, and then leave us the hell alone, all right? Enough with the stupid bailouts. It's all a freaking scam anyway, because they're trying to just get your people's votes, throwing money at them. But they're throwing your own money. They're throwing your money at them, at you, as if it mattered. Just like in New Jersey. I live in New Jersey. We have the highest property tax because our state, our government sucks. And sure enough, they have this stupid plan. If you fill out a form, they'll give you a rebate, and they do that, mostly around election time, so they could say, we give everyone a property tax rebate. How about this? How about you just lower the damn property taxes? You know why they do the stupid rebate? Because they know half of the people won't fill it out, right? I didn't even fill out mine, because I didn't even get one. But it's the dumbest crap. I swear, government is just the worst. It is. I'm just sorry, but I don't even know why I'm talking about this right now. But it's like, okay, don't act like you're doing me a favor. You're charging me high-ass property tax to live in a home, and you're acting like you're giving me a rebate? No, you're giving me my money back because you didn't do shit for me, right? So there's states that don't have any income tax, So not only do we have income tax in our state, we have the highest property tax in our state, or one of the highest. I don't even know what the highest is. All I know is just listen to Kevin O'Leary. He knows what's going on. He says these are garbage states: New Jersey, New York, California. You can't do business there because they just make it so damn hard. And as an individual, as someone trying to survive, with inflation and all this crap, the last thing you need is high taxes. because everything is so damn expensive. I don't even know how some people are surviving. I mean, luckily, I like to think I make okay money, but again, we're just barely surviving. You know, it's like, and that's everyone I know. Like, it's not easy, you know? Daycare, diapers, wipes, food, milk, everything is so expensive. You know, in New Jersey, my property tax for an average size house is $7,000 a year. You know, and the majority of it goes to the schools. Okay, I actually have kids in the school, so that, am I okay with that? Maybe. But half the crap, you know, should they privatize school? That's another discussion, right? That way there's some competitive nature in the matter, right? They have to actually work hard. There's not, you know, teachers that are automatically, what's the word? Every 5 years, they're like, you know, they're locked in the job. They can't really get fired. Like, how is that competition? Like, how are they not just getting a review every year? If they do bad, they're fired. That's how the real world works, right? You know, so, or what are we paying for? Are we paying for people's pensions? Why do people still get pensions? You know, public sector doesn't get pensions. Why? Because they're unaffordable anymore. You know, companies can't afford it, so they offer 401ks. You know, they give you a match and they move on with their lives. They don't lock in pensions that they have to pay for as long as you live, because they know they can't afford it. But private sector likes to leave these things around, and this is why we're broke. But again, this is not a political channel by any means. It's just a money channel, right? It's a money channel. We talk about money. So I started with pay your own debt. So, and I wholeheartedly agree with that. I think everyone should take honor, you know, take some pride in paying your own debt. Don't ask people to bail you out. There's nothing better than paying off your debt. Believe me, I've been in debt my entire life, all the way up until my mid-30s. And when I became debt-free, it was the most amazing feeling. Why? Because I did it myself, right? I had about $25,000 in credit card debt. I had two school loans, mine and my wife's, and we didn't even graduate. We have no degree to show for it. We had 2 car loans totaling over $700 a month, almost $800. You know, the bills were just out of control. I listened to Dave Ramsey. I said, you know what? Screw this. So I went by, you know, what they call Dave-ish. You know, I paid off the smallest to largest, but I still had fun. I went out to eat, you know, I did whatever. But I did it within reason. And then eventually, again, I paid off all my debt, all by myself, and it was amazing. It was absolutely an amazing feeling. But you won't get that satisfaction getting bailouts from the government, getting bailouts from your parents, getting bailouts from whoever. But, you know, unfortunately, I feel like this generation, it's like they're trying to raise a generation of people who are owed something. Nobody owes you a damn thing. You got to fight for yourself. You know, you got to make money yourself, okay? So stop complaining about everything, about the system, about this, that, and the other thing. Go get a job and work your ass off. If you work your ass off, guess what? You'll get rewarded. And if you don't get rewarded, you leave that job and you go to another job who will reward you. That's how it works, you know? Fight for what you deserve, and that's it, you know? It works, man, it works. I mean, I don't have no damn degree, like I said. I'm in a corporate world. The corporate world is surrounded with degrees, right? I felt like I didn't belong when I first started because, again, I was the only one without a college degree. So I felt like, you know, I don't deserve this job. But you know what I did? I busted my ass. I worked. That's the one thing I had, was work ethic. So I just worked. And guess what? It did me good, you know? Got promoted over the years, moved up. Yeah, I'm in the corporate BS world. It is BS, 9 to 5 bull crap. But, you know, it's a company. I'm at a company that at least rewards you for working hard. You know, regardless, degree, paper, nonsense, whatever. And, you know, and same thing at any company. Like you work at UPS, you work at ShopRite, you work at Krugers, whatever the hell it's called, Walmart. You know, don't think these are bad jobs. Retail management, by the way, pays very well. So you can be, a Joe Schmo, start as a cashier, bust your ass, and become a manager. Yes, those jobs are rough. Yes, those jobs suck. Believe me, I've been in retail most of my young adult life, and people can be obnoxious, people can be rude, but guess what? You do the work, you save your money, you go home. You do the work, you save your money, you go home. So one day, your money can make you money, and then you could do whatever the hell you want. You could work at maybe a less stressful job that pays less money, or you can not work at all. Or you can make a YouTube and just complain while you drive, like me, right? Except my problem is I'm still working. But anyway, yeah. So anyway, I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. So, yeah. Just the moral of the story is you don't need anyone. This is for anyone. You don't need anyone. You can work. If you work your butt off, if you have no kids, there's no excuse. Work 2, 3 jobs, whatever. When I didn't have kids, I had at least 2 jobs every time. There were times I had 3, and it's not, it's just the way of life. That's how I was raised. You just work. You work your work. Unfortunately, when I started working, I had no smarts with money. None. Not one at all. I had car loans. I bought rims. I was the dumbest, man. You don't get much dumber than me. $2,500 for rims, and this was like 20 years ago. Like, how dumb is that? I can't even explain how many dumb money moves I made. Putting vacations on a credit card, having my friends pay me in cash, spending that cash on something else. Yes, I was that dumb. But then, and again, I kind of needed that to learn from it. You know what I mean? Everything is really just a learning experience. Because you learn from your mistakes. If you don't make the mistakes, you'll never learn from it. I'd rather make mistakes when I don't have, that much money, especially like in the investing world, for example. I always tell people this, they, if you're just starting, and you're taking risks, that's okay. If you lose, say you're starting with $1,000 or whatever, $500, and you lose half your money, guess what? You're not going to remember that a year from now, 2 years from now. You'll learn. It's better to learn in the beginning when you have no money, right? You take the risk when you have the least amount of money. That way, if you ever fall into money, right? You never know what can happen. You could fall into money, or you could just get a great paying job and you're just bringing in a lot of income. You don't want to be stupid, with a lot of money. You don't want to lose in that point in time. You want to learn as you go. So the sooner you start learning, the easier this will be. But yeah, so as far as investing goes, don't feel bad. If you're just starting out investing and you only have $500, that is absolutely perfect. When I started, I had nothing. I started the Robinhood account. I seriously had nothing. Maybe I threw like $100 in, and then I had like 50. I think I had 50 a week I was able to do, 50 every 2 weeks. And that was it. And I was clueless, absolutely clueless. And yes, of course I lost money. I've lost money for years on years after that too. But I was willing to learn, right? And that's the way, right? And I can make a whole video of how stupid I was on its own. But that, would do no good. Everyone should have their own journey. Do your own thing. Just do what you want to do. What are your goals, in life? So if your goal is just to be rich, okay, then work as many jobs as you can, invest all of it, and then have a target goal, and then, then you'll be rich. It's not that hard, especially like if you start at 18, or better yet, if you're lucky enough that your parents actually start something for you, that's the icing on the cake. So, like for my kids, I'm really hoping they can keep up, right? So, my son he's 8, and he's got dividend stocks, I'm actually going to buy him his first growth ETF. I was looking at some of these growth ETFs, QQQ, like, oh my God. I should, so I got to get him in some growth ETFs too. So, but long story short, I'm trying to teach him along the way, over the years. So that way when he gets his first job, say at 14 or 15 or 16, whatever is allowed at that point in time, then I'm going to tell him, you should invest half of your money, right? Half from day one. Because day one, guess what? If you're a kid, you don't have bills, right? If you imagine getting used to investing half of your money and living off the other half. Imagine just doing that from day one. Like, that would be unbelievable. Like, you don't want to hear it. These kids don't want to hear it, I'm sure. But you have to show them what's possible if they do. Granted, I'm looking at my dumb, my first job, I was 14, younger than that, babysitting, but 14 was the first, like, one, with actual company, camp counselor. I don't know who would hire me as camp counselor, but, that money, all of it was spent. Just spent it. I don't even know on what. Spend it. Didn't even think about saving, right? Didn't even think about it. 15, 16, 17, 18, spend. All I did was spend. Go out, meet girls, find girls, And then 21, forget it. Bars, drinks, nothing, no savings, no nothing. Obviously company 401ks, that was it. Obviously I wasn't that dumb to not do that, but the saving is a key and it's how you do it. So again, I'm gonna try to teach my kids that the best that I can, teach them about investing and teach them the importance of saving and living well below your means, okay? Well below. Just because you make a lot of money doesn't mean you have to live like you make a lot of money. I saw a video on Chad Johnson. Like, he basically saved 85% of his salary when he was a football player, which, that was news to me. That's very impressive. Especially in his world, man, they probably, all these people, these football players, all they do is just go out, they buy rings, they buy this, that, and the other thing, the best car. Man, the whole Commute smells like skunk. But yeah, he was a smart man and he invested it. So imagine getting a job, making, let's say your first job, you make $50,000, $40,000, and then you live off half of it. And then you get, obviously you can adjust it accordingly, but you get my drift. You just live off a certain percent and then you invest the other percent, okay? I don't know. Why is this not, things aren't taught in school, like, at all. Investing is not taught in school. Finance is not taught. Nothing is taught. We're like, it's almost as if we're trained to be a bunch of minions that work 9 to 5 most of our lives until we are allowed to take out our money out of retirement. Allowed to take out our money. That's what the 401k is for. The 401k is built for you to work till 59 and a half. They want to make sure that all your money's locked up and you're working till 59 and a half. That's what makes the country go round. If you're not working, they're not going to have the tax money to pay. Right? So let's say you start your first job, you're 21 years old. Okay. Yes, you must have invest in 401k, okay? You worked 38 years at least. Then we give you your money. Does that make sense to you? I don't know. Something don't seem right. But what about this? What about back to, saving half your money? What if you saved half of your money, not in a 401k, but just in a regular taxable brokerage, or even a savings account, or even CDs? You get CDs every time. Boom, 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 boom. You're just saving it in something that's liquid, and something that is not locked up until you're gray, old, bald, fat, and probably dead. Who knows? It doesn't, it's not fair. It's ridiculous. And what's the icing on the cake? If you really, really need that money, right, in that retirement account, you have to pay a 10% penalty. 10% penalty on your own money. So it's just like, I don't know, man. I don't know. The more I think about it, the more I'm going to, be teaching at least my children, tell them about their options. If you put this money in a retirement account, you can't touch this for a long time. And yes, I know the benefits. There's the pre-tax benefits, which guess what? That reduces your income for that year, so you don't have to pay the taxes for that year, right? But you'll have to pay them at retirement, which will be a lot of money because taxes go up year over year over year over year. And then there's the Roth option, which is, this is very smart of them to make. Because, why? They're basically saying, just pay the tax now, okay? Pay the tax now, and we'll let you keep that money and any money you make on that money tax-free at retirement. So, and don't get me wrong, the Roth is freaking awesome. The Roth IRA, the Roth 401k, absolutely amazing. If you could take advantage of that, just go for it. But you can't touch it to 59.5. Again, I'm excluding out the rule of 55. I know about the rule of 55, but let's just use the 59.5 rule, okay? So are you okay with that? Are you okay with that? Are you okay with working that long, right? Because if most of your stuff is in a retirement account, then more than likely you have to work until that age. So you have to work full time, pay taxes until that age. So, I don't know. I think kids nowadays are smartening up. Unfortunately, it's becoming, like we had an extreme lazy crowd come aboard and say, oh, I can't go to work. I don't want to work 9 to 5. No, like, just complete whiners. That's what it seems like, at least. I see these clips of kids just complaining about everything. But at the same time, they're changing. What it's better, you got to start somewhere, right? Everyone's just been robotic, saying, okay, go get college degree, work at full-time job, retire at 60. That's it. Shut your mouth. Don't say anything. That's how it works. And then you get your little Social Security, which, by the way, that's the biggest joke on the, in the country. Biggest. What is Social Security? Well, you're paying a percentage. So is your employer. You're paying a percentage. I don't know, way back when, I think it was 6.2%. I don't even know what it is anymore. You have to pay a percentage of your check. Your employer pays a percentage of your check. And it goes to the government. And the government does something with it. They make money, hopefully, on that money. And they come to a calculation, and they say, if you retire at 62, we'll pay you this little amount. If you retire at 60, well, they don't even offer 65. It goes from 62, now it jumps to 67. So if you retire at 67, we'll pay you this big number. And better yet, if you retire at 70, we'll pay you this big number. Screw you. I don't give a damn if you pay me or not. How about that? How about that one? So screw you, I ain't working till 70. Which, by the way, guys, you should go check your Social Security benefits at least once a year. I don't know what the website is, so just type in socialsecurity.gov or something like that. You should check that at least once a year. Make sure the numbers look good, because I know everyone says there's going to be no Social Security when you retire, but whatever. That's fine to think that way. It's fine to plan that way. However, you should still check your numbers to make sure everything looks good, because they track your salary year in and year out, and they're going to pay you Social Security based on, your latest, 10 years of salary or something like that. So you got to make sure the numbers are right. No one's doing this for you. So you got to do it yourself. You got to look out for yourself. Back to the beginning of the video where I was talking about that. So yeah, obviously, yeah, don't rely on Social Security. Don't worry about them. Them bribing you with more money if you work till 70. Like, really? This is ridiculous. So, obviously, if you're watching this channel, well, number one, you're crazy for watching this car podcast this long, which I love it. We're all crazy, right? And number two, I greatly appreciate it. But the main point is, number three, is you want to retire early on dividends. Obviously, you're watching a channel called Retire on Dividends. I'm not retired on dividends. Clearly, I'm not retired on dividends. I'm driving to work. But I'm trying to retire on dividends because I'm trying to break this stupid cycle that I was born into. Yes, I started very late, but it doesn't matter. Better late than never, right? So, in everyday world, I work in a typical corporate job. When people ask me, when retirement comes up, they're like, oh yeah. I'm like, how many years you have? Oh, I have to wait till my kids graduate college and when I'm like 65 or this. I'm like, what? First of all, nobody says you have to pay outright for your kids' college. At least when I was growing up, that was not a thing. The kids take out the loan, the kids pay the loan. Or in this day and age, the government pays the loan. Sorry for cursing, but you get my drift. So there's that reason, and then there's just the assumption that they have to work until 65, or they have to work until 62, or even worse, 67 or 70. So whenever, sometimes on occasion I'll just say, yeah, I'm done by like 50. They're like, yeah, okay. No, I'm like, I'm done at 50. That nobody believes me. No, they all think I'm stupid. Now, whether or not I'm actually going to retire at 50 is another story. I just need the ability to retire at 50. I need to be able to say, yeah, I'm done. I'm going to leave and I'll find something else part-time. Or, yeah, I'll work closer to my job. Or I'll do something completely different. I'll do a job that, guess what? When I leave for that day, that job is done. There's no carryover. There's no 50,000 emails, So, like that'd be an option too, right? So, again, my goal, I don't know what everyone else's goal is. My goal is to be able to retire on dividends. Obviously, eventually I will retire on dividends, but the immediate goal is to be able to retire on dividends. And even before that, the dividends will be used for other things, right? Like I said, my wife, I'm not gonna say retire, but she is going to leave her job this year. That it's done. It's got to happen to take care of the kids and a lot of the crap around the house. We have 2 young kids. It's just, 2 full-time parents. Sometimes it's just much easier for one to stay home. So in order for that to happen, a couple things got to happen. One is I may have to use it, the dividends, for example, to help pay the bills. 2, YouTube came around and YouTube can help pay the bills, which is really, really good and unplanned, honestly. And 3 is I may have to sacrifice my distribution, my contribution into my investment account. So there's things like that. However, I could still, I'm not saying all of them have to happen, but something has to change in order for that to happen. But that's a temporary, bump in the road, right? For better lifestyle at home, better lifestyle for the kids. And you got to do what you got to do. So that's completely understand. The only thing I will make sure, obviously, as far as retirement accounts go, yes, I will take the company match. Done. Free money, taking that is a no-brainer, But that's it. That's all I'm getting. I don't give a damn what my 401k is anymore. I am focusing in my taxable account. I'm building up my taxable account. Yes, you know, I'm very proud of how much I saved in my 401k, but I did have goals of hitting big numbers. But you know, the more I think about it, the more I'd rather have the money accessible. I'm 41 years old, and I'm still thinking that way, right? Because if I put most of it into retirement account, what good is that if I don't want to work until 59 and a half or 55 even? So why not just put most of my money in a taxable account where that money is easily accessible at any point in time, right? But you can take a 401k loan. Yeah, you can. Oh, dead animal. But yeah, 401k loan, then pay yourself interest back, and then guess what? If you leave the company, you still have the 401k loan. You may have to take a early withdrawal penalty on the remaining balance. So that's not good either, you know? And it's debt. You don't want debt. I don't know. It's something to think about. I don't even know what I was getting at, but that's the problem. When you make a car podcast, it's very easy to lose your train of thought. But hopefully some of this made sense. I'm not sure if it did or not, but hopefully some of it made sense. But again, that's my goal. My first goal is my wife not having to work. I need to be able to support her either, you know, through my job, through what YouTube does as a, you know, added bonus, through cutting out contributions, or through dividend income that's already getting produced, or options income. I'm starting to make my own options income. So many avenues. You know, we don't want to live like broke asses. So we don't want money being too tight. But still, at the same time, you want to be smart. You want to be smart about it. So yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm almost at work. I hope you guys enjoyed this car podcast. If you did, you know, as always, please click that like button. It helps. And if you have any questions, concerns, or comments about any of today's content, I know I kind of went a little all over the place. So if you agree or disagree with any of it, feel free to comment. You know, I don't care. You know, we can have people don't have to agree with me on everything. It's not a big deal. But sometimes, you know, these Friday commute videos can just be like a complete rant. You know, whether good or bad, and then, you know, I may say things you don't agree with, but don't get offended. It's not a big deal. You know, who cares if people don't agree with each other? That's why I will never talk politics on here. Like, it's not even worth it. Like, I don't understand why people, you know, would bother. Unless you have a completely political channel, which obviously at that point it makes sense. But people just can't handle the conversation, so I'm just not going to bring it up. Plus, I don't even want to. Like, it's just exhausting. The whole topic is exhausting. But yeah, again, as always, this is not financial advice. I don't even think I gave it. I don't think I talk about stocks at all, hardly. But it's not financial advice if I did. I'm not a financial advisor. Clearly, I'm just a schlep driving to work, trying to make money to pay bills, ridiculously bills in a high tax state. I'm sure you guys are too. You're probably listening to this on your way to work. If you are, good for you. You know, you're working your ass off, trying to do the same, trying to have a good retirement, trying to live a good lifestyle. That's all we're doing. You know, we're all in the same boat. So let's be smart about it. Let's not complain. Let's not ask others to pay our crap. But yeah, there I go again, ranting. But anyway, yeah, thank you for watching, as always, and I will talk to you tomorrow on the weekend recap for the YieldMax funds. We'll see how they do today. All right, I'm out of here. Later.